There is a story to be told by everyone, a story of struggle, of triumph, of love, of passion. But things aren't always as they seem on the surface. To truly hear it, we must go beneath. Hi, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited to share your story, but also to really let people know about Epocha. So, to begin with, because our audience isn't just people in Dallas, but throughout the nation, can you tell us about Epocha?
Epocha is a shoe gallery where, as you would go to an art gallery, you have the art on display. We have the shoes on display here. We consider the shoe a piece of art, and so that's what you'll come and see in Epocha. Just imagine like you're going to an art show, but it's footwear.
Yes.
And we're in Deep Ellum, just a retail shop. We want to be uh, some way or another be able to contribute to the culture of Dallas.
Yeah.
And so we do that with everything in Epocha is going to be either around fashion, art, music, photography, poetry.
Which you showcase in the store.
Which we showcase in the store, right? Through different shows. And yeah, that's what Epocha is. We also have a website. Of course, our main thing is the footwear, and we're selling shoes. We carry shoes for women and men. So.
And also clothing.
Clothing.
Right? Vintage.
Yeah,
Tell us about the clothing that you
we have an amazing vintage collection.
My jacket that I had to get.
Yes. Really, really awesome pieces. This isn't stuff that we're
So much so that our videographer, before we even shot,
right,
kept looking around. I love that. I love that. I've got to try that on. I'm like, try this hat on. So you really can't come into the store and not feel the artistic value of it, and that's really what sets it apart than going into the local mall. It's you've really captured the essence of the culture behind it, and our videographer kept saying it's just so unique. It's just so unique, and who doesn't want to wear unique pieces in a culture where originality is not everybody's wearing the same thing.
It's about individuality, it's about expression. And I guess that's why it is all about, art, music, fashion, design.
They all kind of fit.
Everything, it's all the same. And, in this type of creative atmosphere, it is about being an individual and showing your artistic side, which, is just basically your emotions and how you feel.
And it really gives a different spin of clothing in the current age right now in the H&Ms, and which that's fine. I mean, there's a place for all of that. But for you to even use the verbiage, a shoe gallery, and to compare that to art, how have you seen that resonate with people in a culture where we just kind of go to the mall and we want something quickly?
I think it's important because, like you said, we want something quickly, and I think what I term fast fashion, which is it's good for the season. It's gonna last you, the season, 2-3 washes. It's gonna start losing its form. It's gonna start kind of fading. It's fast fashion. It's cheap, but it's made for you to make the look, but it's not gonna last you. And then you have stuff that was, and we kind of focus on vintage, but I'm not saying that vintage is the only ones that are still really nice pieces. But we're looking for a piece that is going to be timeless.
Yes.
Timeless is a big focus with us. We don't want to be trendy because trends come and go.
Yes.
We want a jacket that you could wear right now, and then you could be 80 years old.
Oh, I'm going to be repping my jacket at 80.
Jacket. I'm a 35-year-old man, and I got a leather jacket on, but an 18-year-old kid could be wearing this and still rock it. And when I'm 70, 80 years old, I'm still going to wear this jacket.
And I love how that reflects art. because art resonates with no matter what generation, no matter what creed, no matter what ethnicity, that is art. So it's so neat how that like just expresses itself even through that.
Timeless art.
Timeless art. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Focused. So before we move on, though, tell them about what kind of shoes you carry, though. Because what I have to say about you is what I'm amazed by is your breadth of knowledge. I mean, I will just pick up a shoe and he'll be like, that leather is from the Himalayas in 1957 and it was cured. And I'm just like, your knowledge about footwear is amazing. So tell us about, because it's not just tennis shoes, it's even menswear shoes.
Right. We have boots, we have, stuff you could wear a suit with, and then we have stuff that's more casual, and then of course if you're looking for like a loud pop shoe, we got that too. Everything is going to be a statement piece that depending on if you want it to be loud or you want it to be understated, but we could help you with that too. If you're trying to come up with a certain look, we do that a lot. I carry most big brands. We have Adidas. We have these are some Asics that I have on that are probably the number 2 running brand. Everybody that runs like marathons, triathlons, you'll see them wearing Asics, and because they're really comfortable shoes. There's good technology in them, and I'm not just your typical sneakerhead. Like I am, for real, a sneaker geek, like a nerd. Like I just love everything about it. Everything is like engineered for a purpose on a pair of shoes, and it should be. And then again, it should serve its purpose. So that's the difference between like fast fashion again and like a timeless piece. Like every shoe that you see here is going to be very, very different from what you're normally going to see like at a mall or at like a department store. But it's going to be a better quality. It's going to have better materials on it. It's going to better colors. You see, I'm going on like a sneaker geek. I'm just going into it.
And what's cool is it represents the aesthetic that you have in the store. Like it's such an amazing aesthetic, and I want to touch on that before we move on. We're all talking about the gloriousness of it all, but in order for you to have gotten to this point, there's quite a story behind that. But before we get to that point, I wanted to kind of talk to you about, the reason why this aesthetic is here is because you have been to LA and New York, and you were actually on your way to LA, and then in your head you said, why do I want to go there? I want to bring something that's we're LA and New York but to Dallas. So talk to us about the aesthetic of the store.
So the aesthetic for me, first and foremost, I feel it has to be genuine. It has to feel genuine. And for it to feel genuine as like a Dallas sneaker shop or a Dallas destination store, whatever it is, it's got to reflect Dallas. And what better culture than the Deep Ellum culture? So aesthetic is Deep Ellum. When you're in here, I don't want you to feel like you're at the mall. I don't want you to feel like you're at a department store.
So I really want you to share your story because people may know you from the store, but the story behind it is quite amazing. So you were at one time married.
Yes, I was.
And there was a point where you said that your biggest concern was your lawn. Which no one would be able to believe that now, knowing that this is such a cultural part of the city, that one time Brandon was just concerned about the yard. So tell me about what brought you here and the amazing story that happened.
I had a really good lawn too. Just letting you know.
Well, duh, do you see this floor? I can only imagine.
Edges were done, leveled, had the flower beds rocking.
It was rocking.
Lit. Basically, I reached a point in my life where I was luckily forced to look within myself. I'm a Cancer. I like pleasing people. That's how I feel good. So sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves. And so upon realization of that, on a 16-hour drive to El Paso in the middle of an ice storm, which normally it takes you about 8 hours to drive to El Paso, it took me 16.
With a U-Haul, you were on your way to leave Dallas.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna move. I was gonna move, go live in LA.
And here you were working for the city of Dallas for the water department, and you were just gonna go do that in LA too. Yeah.
I was like, I'll go get a job working for the city there, regular 9 to 5, and just, you know, work my 30 years till I retire, if I make it that far. And if retirement and Social Security makes it that far, you know, nothing's certain. It wasn't even certain at that point that I was going to make it to El Paso. And, you know, it took a lot of reflection, and like I said, it forced me, because we're sometimes as people too busy looking outside for happiness rather than looking inside. So I was by myself on that road trip, and it was hardcore. Like, I literally passed about at least three, I would say maybe even like from 3 to 5 semi trucks that were like flipped over, on fire, and a bunch of accidents, because that ice was serious. And so it made me just, you know, I had nobody to turn to. I had to depend on myself, and it made me realize that I haven't been doing that, like considering myself
and your passions
and my passions.
What makes you feel alive?
What makes you feel alive? I was just basically waiting to retire and die.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Which before, you know, like I was always really passionate about music. I'm 35. I've been a DJ since I was 16.
Yeah.
I remember being 18 years old and playing at 21 and over clubs in El Paso, which I'm originally from, you know, and because a lot of people didn't DJ back then. There wasn't, so, you know, it was my life has always been very passionate, and then music based and stuff like that. So, you know, I kind of was neglecting myself. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's something that makes me happy. I want to wake up and go to work and enjoy going to work. Because, I mean, what's the point? You know, what's the point of doing anything without passion?
Yes.
Without love?
Yes.
Like, why not love?
Yeah.
So.
Because that's really when you begin to live from a place, we think that that's selfish, but really when you begin to live like that, that's giving other people the permission to fall in love with their passions. It's like this flow of energy, which has happened. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be selfish, because that's when you're gonna reflect inward, like I was talking about, and you're gonna get one step closer to being a whole person. And once you're whole, then you have something to offer everybody else.
That's right. That's right.
So being selfish is actually best for the whole thing. If you want to contribute something, then you got to get right. So that way then you could reflect your passion. So you know, I knew I wanted to open up a business, and
this was at 30. You were about 30, right? Yeah.
30.
And you had never ran a business. Just to clarify, hadn't ran a business before.
No.
Had never even really, truly, hugely thought of it.
No.
Correct?
No. It wasn't this thing like since I was 16 years old.
I wanted to open a business. Yeah.
I would open up a sneaker shop. I thought this was something that was impossible to do. Like, where I never even considered it. Oh, I want to do that. But once it came to me, you know, I opened like 3 months after that. From just the concept to, okay, let's do it.
So you just came up with the funding, and you just
yeah. I don't know how.
Yeah.
You know, I I just went all in. Like I was still working a 40-hour job, and then I had a bunch of retirement and like a 401k. I cashed it all out.
Which goes against current thinking, right? It's like
Yeah.
you have to plan for your future,
Yeah.
and not saying that you shouldn't plan for your future.
Yeah.
I'm just saying sometimes with a dream you have to think outside of the box. Yeah.
I mean, you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out on anything. Like if you want the universe to back you 100%,
Yes.
you have to be all in.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
the universe will give you everything, but you have to give your everything too.
Right. As soon as you make up your mind, then the universe rises up to meet what you've made up your mind to do. Yeah.
Your intentions have to be 100%.
Yes.
I think, which I battle with every day. Because sometimes fear will get in the way.
Yeah.
And you just have to.
So what made you keep going and has you keep going despite fear? Because that's part of too is small businesses, the percentages of small businesses that make it, because we are such a culture of big business.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going?
Just faith.
Yeah.
Faith. Because if I sit back, every single day that the shop has been open has been stressful. It's not something that you could, I'm going to go on vacation. And I'm not, like, there is no vacation. This is like having a literal child.
Yes.
You don't just go away. It's not going to, I'm just going to close for a week.
Yeah.
No, you got bills to pay.
Yes.
You got rent. You got customers that need you have to, if you're not here, you're going to get a bad review. If you don't, everything matters. Everything matters. And it's all ingredients that are necessary for businesses. So
for the business owners that are watching who are dreaming, or even maybe watching this and going, I have a passion for whatever the case may be. I mean, you took your passion for music and clothing and shoes and turned it into a business. For those people who are watching and want to do that, what's the advice you give to future business owners, or even current business owners who are frustrated?
My first piece of advice would be kind of like what we just spoke about. If you're going to do it, you have to do it with 100% intent. Don't, like me, for example, I kept my job when I started the business. For the first year, I was working 40 hours and sometimes overtime. And then I would still come over here and work the shop.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it affected the business. I could tell. So my business didn't start doing better until I quit my job. I just had to completely quit, and then just focus, which was hard because you got this steady paycheck that's coming in, and it's this fear kicks in, and you're like, no, you're not gonna make it. Like, what if the business fails? And you get that little whisper in the back of your head, that negative talk that we sometimes give ourselves. We're our worst critics. But you just gotta have faith. So part of that was me not having full intent into the business, not having faith in the business, which if I'm not having faith in the business, I'm not having faith in myself.
Yes.
I don't have faith in my my abilities. And if I don't have faith in myself and my abilities and what I want, then it's like you're almost not having faith in God.
Yeah.
So you have to have faith that God's gonna have you. He's gonna help you if you're 100% committed and full intention to it. And your intentions, of course, have to be pure.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I strive for every day. And that's what's kind of gotten me through it. Because if I were to just sit back and think and look at how much I owe, like how much my bills are, it isn't until I look back into the months and I'm looking at, I'm doing my books and I'm like, man, I paid that much money? Like, where did I get that money from? But you get it. you get it, and that's when you realize, like, hey, you know what, like, I'm doing pretty good here. Like, we're doing good. It's not as scary as your mind sometimes makes it out to be. But you just have to have faith. Because otherwise, if I didn't have faith, I would have quit a long time ago.
Wow.
I would have quit a long time ago.
And that's kind of why I wanted to do this interview, so people knew the story behind it. But just for people to really, obviously, to breed even more interest, because if you want to experience someone like Brandon, also the store, come by whether you're in the city or out the city, because just even the events that you have here, there's an energy here. When there's music, when there's poetry, it really is something to experience. It's quite tingling, and just you even talking about faith, you can feel that, So.
Yeah, I can't take credit on the events. Like with the events, I feel like I'm just a vessel, and the store is just a vessel for these amazing artistic people that are in our community to they don't have a stage, they don't have somewhere to commune together and have fellowship, hang out and express yourself and be passionate and support other people's passion and give and receive love at the same time and stuff, and we're able to do it here.
Yeah. And that's why it's so amazing. It's like I want you to be able to see your domino effect of that. What you just talked about, the faith and how that has affected your whole community, So it's quite amazing.
It's my pleasure. Like I was, when I opened up, I envisioned a shelf of shoes and some t-shirts on the side, and it's beyond that. It's beyond where, like, I can't even take credit for it, like it's
always more.
It's amazing. And it's like, it's almost more like it's my duty to take care of it and allow it to expand and grow the way it is, because it's only been 3 years. It's about to be 3 years, but it's just turned into Epocha Shoe Gallery. It's a part of Dallas now. It's a part of Deep Ellum. And I'm just glad to be a part, really.
We'll end with 2 questions.
Yeah.
What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is just to be happy, because having a $1 million job doesn't mean that you're happy. So, there's people that make $5 a week and they'll be happier than we'll ever be in our lives.
That's considered success for them just because they're happy.
That's considered success for them. They're happy. Mm-hmm. Happiness creates health around your life, and it's the best positive example you could give the next generation, your kids and stuff. And so just be happy. That's what I would say success. Yeah.
And then what do you want your legacy to be?
Wow. What do I want my legacy to be? I just want to be able to say I've lived the most honest life possible.
I love that. Sincerity. Yeah. To the utmost.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you
so much. And thank you guys for watching. We truly appreciate you watching, and I hope that you feel inspired, enlightened, and blessings to you. Thank you so much.